다음 소식입니다. 핀란드의 그레이트 커미션 미디어 미니스트리는 우크라이나에서 인도주의 구호 활동을 벌이며 복음을 전하고 있습니다. 단체 회장인 한우하누카 회장도 우크라이나를 수차례 방문했는데요. 우크라이나인이라면 누구나 가족을 잃거나 집을 잃거나 미래를 잃는 상실의 고통을 겪고 있다고 전했습니다.
There's not a single family that has not been affected by this war with Russia, but the churches that are still functioning, they are seeing a lot of movement amongst the people. For example, one church in Kiev is telling us that every single Sunday, 50 people in that church alone are receiving the Lord as their personal savior. As we've seen people or soldiers being baptized near the front lines, we have pictures of them. In a river being baptized. It's easy to discuss, questions of faith with the soldiers, with their commanding officers, be it the front lines or be it in the villages along the front lines or even deeper inside Ukraine, wherever people are open to the gospel.
그는 우크라이나를 방문할 때마다 전쟁의 공포를 생생히 겪었습니다.
Well, first of all, let me say that on every single trip, we are witnessing either rocket attacks very close to us, or else we have come under rocket fire. So it's not like it's something new to us. But yes, you're probably referring to the trip when I was in a hotel in Lviv on my way out of Ukraine, and in the morning, the air raid sirens started to wail, and an awesome explosion which just rocked the building that I was in. And I looked out the window, went out to the window. I shouldn't have done that, but out the window, and I could see pillars of black smoke starting to rise from behind the next building. And that was, they had hit a power station that had knocked out power in the whole city of Lviv. No cell phone contact, no electricity, no running water, nothing. Everything was just shut down.
그레이트 커미션 미디어 미니스트리는 최전선에서 구호 활동 중입니다.
We supply all the vehicles that are needed for distributing humanitarian aid and for evacuating people from frontline villages. We cover all the fuel costs for all their vehicles, which is about 15 vehicles every single day. We are distributing about 2 to 3 tons of humanitarian aid every single day to villages in the line of fire. I mean, when you go to deliver the humanitarian aid, you will be caught in crossfire between Russians and Ukrainians frequently. The greatest need, obviously, is to have funds available. Ovens, so heating ovens. We're producing hundreds of those for families that don't have access to electricity. They cannot heat their homes, their small houses, and they can't even cook. We need about another 1,700 ovens at $50 each. But also, we have produced a book called The Road Home. It is what I would call God's psychiatry for a country at war. There are 15 stories in the book of people living on the front lines who are survivors. They've survived like 700 days in prison, amongst Russian soldiers, and they've come out of that because of their faith in Jesus. And it really ministers to people across the spectrum. At the same time, we have churches and volunteers who deliver these books, and they're able to sit down with them and pray with them and counsel them as well. We need to print another 200,000 books. We've printed 40,000. We need 200,000 more immediately, and we don't have the funding for that. And each book will cost $250 per copy, printed and delivered. We need lots of canned foods right now. We've run out of canned food at the logistics center. We still have rice and we have flour.